Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for joining me for this late night conversation. I want to start with a question that keeps a lot of us up at night, and it is a question about the finish line. If you wanted to retire early, say at the age of 50, what is the first number that pops into your head? Maybe it is $3 million, maybe $5 million, or maybe a number so high it feels like a mountain you can never climb. Most people start this journey by asking how much they can withdraw from a giant pot of money, but that is actually the wrong place to begin. I hit my first 100,000 USD recently at the age of 26, and the biggest lesson I learned was not about stocks, it was about structure. Real financial freedom is not about a single lucky strike, it is about the math of the inevitable tonight. I want us to look at a scenario that might feel like a dream, but is actually just a set of buckets and time horizons. Imagine you are 50 years old and you have built a $2 million portfolio through years of discipline and boring index funds. The question is, can you actually walk away and live a robust life without looking back? Retiring at 50 means your money might need to last for 40 or even 50 years, and that requires a different kind of thinking. We have been told that we should pick a withdrawal rate, like 4%, and stick to it forever. But life does not happen in a straight line. Research shows that retirement is dynamic. Our spending naturally changes as we age, and our risks at 50 are not the same as our risks at 70. In fact, data suggests that 75% of retirees actually reduce their spending by about 1 to 2% every year as they get older. So instead of looking at $2 million as one big fragile glass jar, we are going to break it into 3 distinct buckets. Bucket number 1 is your safety bucket, and its job is simple protection. This is the money you will spend in the next 5 to 8 years, and it stays in cash treasuries and short-term bonds. The goal here is stability, not growth, because if the market crashes next year, you do not want to be forced to sell your stocks at a loss. You just reach into your safety bucket and keep living your life. While the rest of the world is panicking, bucket number 2 is your bridge, the money you will need in 8 to 15 years. This bucket is invested more moderately, a mix of growth and stability designed to refill your safety bucket when the sun is shining on the market. Then there is bucket number 3, your long-term engine, which you will not touch for at least 15 years. This money is 100% in equities, and because it has a long runway, it can handle the wild swings of the market without breaking your heart. By segmenting your wealth this way, you move from a place of fear to a place of intentionality. Let us put some real numbers to this, assuming you want a very comfortable lifestyle of $120,000 a year. From age 50 to 66, you spend that $120,000, and then at 67, when Social Security kicks in, you scale back to $100,000. Social Security might provide around $43,000 a year for a high earner, meaning your portfolio only needs to cover about $57,000 in later life. To make this work, your safety bucket at age 50 would need about $950,000 in cash. Like assets, that covers 8 full years of your life, giving you a massive buffer against what we call sequence of returns risk. Your bridge bucket would need about $700,000 invested to capture a bit more growth while waiting its turn. And finally, your long-term growth bucket only needs about $285,000 at the start. It sounds small, but that is the magic of compounding when you leave it alone for 17 years. Even if you started in a terrible year like 1973 and saw the market drop 36% in the first 2 years, that $285,000 would still grow. If you did not touch it, history shows it could have grown to $1.8 million by the time you reached age 67. The math of the inevitable tells us that time is the greatest force in the universe. If you have the discipline to stay out of its way, this total plan requires about $1.94 million, which means with a $2 million portfolio, you actually have a safety margin. You are not guessing, you are not gambling, you are just executing a plan that respects the nature of time. I am 26, and I am far from 50, but I am building these buckets every single day with every paycheck I receive. I don't buy into the hype of get rich quick, because anything that comes fast can leave just as fast. I want the kind of wealth that is boring, quiet, and mathematically sound. I want you to think about your own buckets tonight and ask yourself if you are building for a season or building for a lifetime. Does the idea of living on $10,000 a month at age 50 feel more real when you see the buckets? It should, because wealth is just math that has been given enough time to grow. I hope this breakdown gives you a bit of clarity and a lot of peace. If you found this helpful, please consider sharing it with someone who is stressed about their future. I will be here every week, talking about the things that actually matter. Thank you for spending this part of your night with me. I will see you in the next one. Peace. I remember when I first started investing, I thought I had to be a genius to make it work. I spent hours looking at charts and trying to predict the next big move in the market. I felt like if I wasn't constantly doing something, I was losing ground. But the truth is, the most successful investors are often the ones who do the least. They set up a system that works, and then they have the character to leave it alone. Hitting that $100,000 mark was a wake-up call for me. It wasn't the money itself that gave me confidence. It was the realization that the system was working. I didn't have to work harder. I just had to keep following the math. That is what I want for you. The confidence that comes from a system. When you have your buckets set up, the noise of the news and the volatility of the market lose their power over you. You stop checking your accounts every hour because you know what each dollar is doing. You know that bucket 1 is safe. bucket 2 is growing, and bucket 3 is compounding. That clarity is worth more than any hot stock tip. It allows you to focus on your life, your family, and your passions. Instead of being a slave to a spreadsheet, we are all just trying to buy back our time. And this is the most reliable way to do it. Don't be distracted by the people who seem to be winning faster than you. Their success might be built on sand. While yours is being built on a foundation of logic, keep your expenses low, keep your savings rate high, and let the buckets do the heavy lifting. It might take years, but the result is a certainty, not a possibility. I am grateful to be on this journey with all of you every time I read your comments. I am reminded that there is a whole community of people who value discipline over hype. Let us keep building one paycheck at a time. The road to $2 million starts with the first $100, and then the first 100,000. Don't lose heart. If you are still at the beginning, the math works exactly the same for you as it does for someone with millions. Just stay consistent, stay patient, and stay focused on the long game. I will catch you guys in the next video. Good night, and stay focused. Peace. I want to leave you with one final thought on the idea of enough in our world. We are constantly pushed to want more, to reach for the next level, to never be satisfied. But the bucket strategy only works if you can define what your life actually costs. If you know that $120,000 a year is enough to make you happy, then the math becomes simple. If that number keeps moving, the finish line will keep moving too. Financial freedom is as much about your psychology as it is about your bank account. Learn to be happy with a boring life, and you will find that you are richer than most millionaires. I have found that my best days don't cost much money at all. A good book, a long walk, a conversation with a friend, these are the things that make a life robust. The money in the buckets is just there to make sure those things are never interrupted by a bill I can pay. Building wealth is an act of self-respect. It is saying that your future self deserves to be taken care of. It is saying that your time is too valuable to be sold to the highest bidder forever. So take a look at your numbers, set your goals, and then get back to living. The math will take care of the rest while you are busy being human. It is a beautiful thing to realize that you are already in control. You don't need a miracle, you just need a plan, and now you have one. Let us make it happen. I'll see you soon. Peace. The complexity of the world is often a mask for its simplicity. We complicate finance because it makes us feel like we are doing something important. But the reality of wealth is as simple as a garden. You plant, you wait, and you harvest. The buckets are just our way of organizing the harvest. Don't let anyone tell you that you are not smart enough to manage your own future. If you can do basic math and you have the stomach for a little bit of waiting, you have everything you need. I have seen people with half my income build twice my wealth because they were more disciplined. It is not about how much you make, it is about how much you keep and how you treat what you keep. Respect your money, and it will eventually return the favor. Every dollar you save today is a soldier working for your freedom tomorrow. Build your army, set your strategy, and then let time be your general. I am proud of the progress I have made, and I am even more excited about the progress we will make together. This is just the beginning of a very long and very successful story. I am glad you are here for it. Take care of your future. I will see you in the next one. Peace. One last thing before I go, remember that your health is your most important asset. No amount of money in bucket 3 will matter if you aren't around to enjoy it. Invest in your body and your mind with the same discipline you use for your portfolio. Eat well, move often, and keep learning. The ultimate goal of all of this is to have a long, healthy, and happy life. The money is just the fuel for the journey. Don't forget to enjoy the scenery while you are driving toward that $2 million goal. The days are long, but the years are short. Make sure you are living in the present while you are building for the future. That is the real secret to a wealthy life. All right, I am actually going now. Sleep well, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. The night is quiet, and the world is still, which is the perfect time to reflect on these things. I often find that my best financial decisions are made when I am at my most calm. Avoid making changes to your plan when you are stressed or when the market is screaming. Trust the math you did in the quiet hours. The buckets are designed to handle the noise so you don't have to. Stay the course even when it feels like nothing is happening. The growth of a tree is invisible from day to day, but after a decade, it is undeniable. Your wealth will be the same way. One day you will wake up and realize the mountain has been climbed, and you will realize it wasn't the peak that mattered, but the discipline of the climb that is the true reward. I am rooting for you. Peace. As I sit here, I realize how much my perspective has changed in just a few years. I used to chase the green candles on the screen like they were the only thing that mattered. Now, I look at my life and I see so much more than just a portfolio. I see the freedom to say no to things that don't align with my values. I see the peace of mind that comes from knowing I have a safety net. That is what I want to share with you, the feeling of being in the driver's seat. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. Keep showing up, keep learning, and keep being honest with yourself about your goals. You are capable of more than you think. The buckets are just a tool. You are the architect. Build something you are proud of. I'll be right here with you. Peace. Final check on the numbers. Final check on the plan. It all adds up just like it always does. Math is the only thing in this world that doesn't lie to you. Lean on it when you are unsure. It will guide you home. Good night for real this time. Peace.